So before we get to today's video, guys, I just wanted to let you guys know, the day after this video goes up, on Saturday, I'll be live streaming some matches over my locals at Cards and Comics Connection in Conroe. So if you guys want to watch some of the matches live, you can go ahead and click on this nice little link down below in the description box. Will be over on my Facebook page, so you can go ahead and click on that, click the like button. I'll be streaming some matches. I also might upload some matches from locals if you guys would like. So anyway, with all that out of the way, we'll go ahead and get to the video. Hey, what's going on YouTube? Or Storm here coming at you guys with another discussion video. Today I'm talking about some side deck cards and tech cards you guys can run in your side or even your main boards to give yourself the advantage against some of the best decks to format. Because obviously we are headed into a format with that's going to be slightly different, but obviously not much has changed simply because Rad is at 2. We're going to see more Paleozoics. We're going to see more Infernoid and Lawn Mowing variants, so we're going to go ahead and get straight to it. Now, the first card I'm going to mention today is Denko Sekka. Denko Sekka is a really powerful card. It should be obvious how good Denko is at this point, but whenever Denko hits the board, all your opponent's traps, barring Solemn Warning, are turned off. So against the deck, especially with how back row heavy the format could be, especially Paleozoics running around, Denko Sekka is an incredibly powerful card. Now, it does have issues against some matchups. It's not that great against Zodiac variants because they can just simply detach right at pop. Invoke variants can just book a Moon It with Rajin, so it's definitely a very, matchup specific card, but if you do not already have them in your side deck, I would highly recommend you put them in your side deck. The second card I want to talk about today is Forbidden Chalice. Now this card shouldn't come as a surprise. It's seen main and even sideboard play. And I definitely would say in my regional experience, this card saved my butt against in the matchup against Windwitch Eidolons. It's basically just a faster breakthrough skill. Yes, it gives you the monster you're using at that 400 attack, which can sometimes come up, can sometimes allow you to push a little more damage into your opponent. But the main thing is, it is a more interactive breakthrough skill. The reason breakthrough skill has dropped in price and not seeing a ton of plays is because this card is so much better. And because it's faster and it's more reactive. So overall, I think Forbidden Chalice is definitely a card that you should, if you're not mainboarding, it should definitely be in your sideboard. And I'm not just saying this because I have ultimate rares, I promise. Next card we're going to talk about today is Chain Disappearance. So this is a card I am unfortunately a victim of. So if you're unfamiliar with what this card does, it hits so many decks. Basically, opponent summons a monster that's under 1,000 attack, you banish all of them provided that they are coming from the main board. That's important. Obviously, I understand we've had some ruling issues with this card, but the way it's supposed to be ruled is you only hit monsters in the main board. So looking across the format, every single top tier deck or deck hanging around has a monster under 1,000 attack, consequently that they normal or special summon. Invoke variants have Alistair and Ice Bell. Obviously any kind of Zodiac variants has Momaret. Paleo variants have Swamp Frog and Rodent Totem. DDDs have Lamia, and that's, unfortunately, I was a victim of getting all my Lamias banished at regionals, but I'm not so salty. But anyway, definitely I feel like this card hits almost every single deck in the format. It's definitely something you should consider in your sideboard, if not main board, because let's face it, it hits everything in the format. There's not a deck it doesn't hit right now. Now, the fourth card, the tech card I'm going to talk about, is actually an extra deck monster. So this is what makes this one interesting, which is Karen Gorgon, Anti-Luminescent Knight. Now, if you're unfamiliar, this card basically does is anytime a card effect is activated that would target, guess what? You can reselect the target. Now, the important thing to remember, this effect is not once per turn. Now, what would I be using this against? The main thing is you're summoning this out against Zodiacs when they have their Dryden out. It basically forces them, if they try to activate their Dryden, you can just take it and pop their Dryden with it. All the Paleozoic spells and traps target, so it puts both decks in a very awkward position where they either A, have to lose cards getting rid of Karen Gorgon, or they have to just turn off their trap cards. It's really also has a key stat line of 2450 attack, which means it can beat over totally awesome against Paleozoics. So definitely a powerful card. If your deck can make rank 4s, I don't see why you wouldn't play it. It's a good card. So the fifth card we're going to talk about today is Artifact Lancia. Now this is a very old card. It came out in Duelist Alliance. Very old card, but it is a hand trap. So This effectively is just a hand-trap version of Imperial Iron Wall. Now, you can only activate on your opponent's turn, but in a lot of matchups, it's really powerful because if it's chained at the right proper time, a lot of decks just fold if this hits the board. A great example is a lot of decks are just stuck for a turn. If you chain Lancey against Ritual Beast, like I did at my regional a couple weekends ago, they often just are stalled for the entire turn. Lancey is also pretty decent if chained at the right time when a Wind Witch and any Eidolon variant activates their spell with Fusion Summon, you can activate Lancea in response because it is not negating anything. So you can activate it in response to Invocation, and then because it works sort of like the interaction we had in the past, where if Shaddoll Fusion is activated and you compulse your Castell, you no longer have an extra deck monster out, so you have to use materials from the hand. This is the same thing with Invocation, because your opponent no longer can banish their Alistair from their graveyard. They have either the card will fizzle, or B, they'll be forced to burn Alistairs from their hand because the card still has to resolve and go through. Overall, I feel like Artifact Lancey is probably definitely a powerful card, and if you can find room to sideboard it, I definitely would. So, that comes to the end of the video, guys. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments section down below. What do you think of this deck? Let me know. As always, I thank you guys for watching. Scorestorm, signing out.